Coach, before getting to the on-ice stuff, I want to ask about the You Can Play initiative and Berkey's memory.
Yeah.
What does it mean to the program, and what has the You Can Play initiative meant for hockey as in Brendan's memory?
Well, it means a bunch to the program. Berkey, I was here when he was here, and the night of the accident, I was here, and just the courage that he showed as a young guy, just trying to figure college out and all that kind of stuff. And he was a big part of our team, and the boys loved him. And I think sometimes when you have a celebration like this, you forget the why. And I'm glad you brought it up because I don't want to forget that. The initiative itself, just inclusion. Hockey's a sport. We want to include everybody, and I think he's just a great kid and a great family. Patrick, his dad, Brian, have kind of tried to keep it going, and I think it's done great things for our sport. But I'm glad we were able to remember Berkey tonight.
Thanks, Coach. Looking at the play on the ice, shots were at a premium tonight for you. It seemed like it was hard to get some shots off. What were they doing defensively? Were they limiting those scoring lanes?
Yeah, I don't think we were overly competitive tonight enough of the time, and they're a team you have to compete against, and I'm not totally sure why. I take full responsibility for that myself, and that's something that is not acceptable. We've been competing much harder than we competed tonight, and they make it difficult. And it's a simple game, Drew. Like it's not a crazy, system piece. It's just a hard north game that they play, and that's the way they defend. And I think we just wanted to get a little fancy at times. And you don't win as much as they've won over the past my 5 years is by not doing it right. And that's, to me, that's what they did tonight. They did it right. It's hard to wrap your arms around giving up 5 goals on 19 shots, but I just didn't think we were very good, and that's full marks to them. We weren't very good because they didn't allow us to be, but I thought the times we were fighting through what they were doing, which is effort and intensity, we were right there, and we created some opportunities, but it just was way too inconsistent, not enough of the time.
There were a couple key points in this game where you guys had to kind of create your own energy. Beginning of the second, beginning of the third, you got a goal in each of those.
Yep.
What kind of was it that you saw where you guys kind of slowed down after each of those really good sequences?
Unfortunately, what slowed us down in the third was their fourth goal. I mean, I think that's what you're asking, right? Like we were pushing. We felt like we had 3 chances at 3-2. And what got us there was the second goal, obviously the first shift of the third period. That fourth goal seemed to really deflate our group, and that's not necessarily what this group has been. And the fifth goal obviously was, that was something. It was 3 major breakdowns in our defensive zone, which doesn't typically happen. I shouldn't say that, which has been happening too much in the last couple of games. But I think that's what it was. When I think about that, it was the fourth goal. When I think about what happened in the second period, when we made it 2-1. Again, it was their third goal, which was a bad matchup for us, which I take responsibility for. But defensive zone coverage wise, just absolutely unacceptable. And 3-1. Now we're kind of chasing it again, and we just. As Drew was saying, we just couldn't. The shots were at a premium tonight. We only earned 1 opportunity on the power play, which talks about our second and third effort to me. Not good enough. We should be putting the pressure on the officials to have to make calls because we're just grinding and working so hard, and that wasn't the team in the white tonight for sure.
You mentioned the bad bounce goal, and then there was a power play and a 6-on-5, but just 5-on-5 defensively, what I guess is your assessment of how you guys look?
Poor, not good enough. I mean, I thought shots were at a premium for them too. I mean, I don't know I think it ended up with 20 shots they had on net. 19 it says here. So we did a decent job at times. But two goals come to mind for sure. 100% defensive zone breakdowns, 5 against 5, running around, not knowing where your guy is, not knowing who's got who. That's unacceptable. So I think when 2 goals minimum, maybe 3, having a look at it again, it was 3. Now that I think about it, their first goal was a defensive zone coverage breakdown. So 3 of their 5 goals are D zone coverage breakdowns. Not good enough. Not good enough.
Talking about defensive zone coverage, specifically on Dylan Anhorn's goal where he kind of drew 2 defenders to him and then just kind of walked into the slot. What kind of adjustments structurally do you make, or do you just tell the guys?
Honestly, I'm just being real with you. That was us chasing it around. We had, instead of people staying with their people like they're asked to do, we had guys chasing around. Wanting it, desperation. You have to have focus and poise too. You can't just start chasing the puck around, because people like who we played against tonight, Anhorn is one of the best players in the league, in the country. So that's what it was. It wasn't, where it comes down to me is the adjustment is we have to make sure the matchups are right. So the people that are out there against those top guys aren't chasing it around and doing that. But that's not the way we're taught to do it, I can tell you that.
Focusing on a good thing about your guys' game tonight, the first line with Nilsson and Daskis and Sullivan won a lot of offensive zone starts. But what do you really like about that line? It's just 3 older guys, but they seem to set the tone really well.
Well, I like Ryan Sullivan's energy all the time. He's always trying to push the pace. He's always trying to get the juice going. He's always trying to talk on the bench to get guys going. And tonight was one of those nights that was difficult. We just couldn't sustain at the times where we got it. So I really like that. And they're 3 older guys, and we tried to match them up against, their top group with Malmquist. And, when you look at his 2 wingers, Kupka and 14, those are 2 50-year guys. So I just thought, our 3 older guys against their 3 older guys would be a good matchup. And I think at times it was.
The power play's been getting better over the last few series.
Yeah.
You go for one tonight. You said you'd like to have earned some more, but what was your assessment of both power play lines? You got a chance to see both of them out there.
Well, you add Barbolini and Vitolins to the one unit with Johnny Waldron. I think you've got good things. And then that other unit seems to have a little bit of momentum right now with all the older guys. With Sully and Fletch and Albin. It's been typically Axel and Hampus on the back end. So we think we have 2 good groups now. Now, the one group that's been a little inconsistent with who runs it between Cox and Rehards. Tonight was just a good play by Barbs. It was a good play by Waldron, kind of on the rush, and then Barbs made a great play to Ray, and it was a great finish. We just, we need to earn more. One's not enough.
You mentioned getting those 2 guys back. What's that meant in the locker room to be able to see those guys back out there suiting up?
I think Barbs is just such a big part of the group that the boys are energized when they see him back. Now, him and Ray haven't played in a while, so I think you could see signs of that, but also you could see signs of what they bring to our lineup. Depth is something that this league has, that we've been trying to create with recruiting and so on. And looking at our lineup tonight, I thought it looked pretty deep. Unfortunately, we didn't have the energy or the juice to go with the depth of our lineup. But for us to compete in this league, we need to have all hands on deck, and to get 2 of those guys back it's a good thing.
Ray, not the result obviously that you wanted, but had to feel good to be able to get back out on the ice with your teammates. What has been the battle back to be able to get back on the ice for you?
Yeah, I've been dealing with a lot of injuries this year, so it was nice to come back and get a goal in the first game back. And the process was just stay positive, and as soon as I could return, I returned. And unfortunately, we couldn't get a win today, but we have a new day tomorrow, a new game tomorrow.
Power play has been improving over the last few series, and obviously getting you back and able to score on the power play has been a big boost. How did that? Walk me through how that play sort of set up for you to be able to get that.
Yeah, we worked a lot on the power play the last couple of months. It wasn't working our way, but now last couple of games we got chances and we capitalized them. But yeah, I don't really remember. I think Seema passed me behind the net. I gave it to Wally. Wally gave it to Barbs, and it was like kind of 3-on-2 rush. Barbs found me, and I just had to put it in the net.
Their goalie's really good, able to get a couple past them. But shots were at a limit. I mean, you were limited on how many shots you're able to get on goal. What do you have to do to be able to get more pucks to the net tomorrow?
I think we just have to shoot more. I mean, we had a lot of chances. We were skating around the zone, but we had to put the puck on the net.
Is that more of a mindset? Is that more of somebody's got to take the shot, or what do you have to do as a collective?
Kind of like mindset. I mean, we are trying to look for a passes place where we're not there, but we just have to put somehow on the net and try to get a rebound or goal.
Defensively, they're able to score when they're getting off the ice in a hurry. They're able to score pretty quickly. What does that do, and how do you sort of shake that off moving forward?
Yeah, they scored first, but we still have the same mindset. We're out there to win the games, and no matter what score it is, we play full 60 minutes and look at it after a game.